How do you get so much done every month when you're barely working? Like, I barely see you work, but you get so much done. This is a question that I get asked all of the time by members, by people online, by clients. But what most people really want to know is, what exactly do you do every single day to get things done? What do those routines look like? I remember when I first started working for myself, I would go onto YouTube and look up daily routines for working from home. Or I would look up what to do on a day-to-day basis when running your own business, because I was so fucking confused how people were working themselves into the ground and acting like they were totally fine when I was sitting there struggling with burnout, trying to keep up. Every time I would look up videos on what to do, the videos I would find were beautifully curated routines that included things like what I eat in a day, morning facial routines, how to wake up at 5 a.m., bedtime routines, a bunch of systems and routines that didn't actually include what the work part looked like. And that's what I wanted. This always left me with this empty feeling like I wasn't getting my questions answered, mixed with this feeling of like, oh, if I just eat what they eat and I make sure that I take care of my face and my energy and go for a walk every single day, then my business will be booming. But that's just not true. So I'm going to break down exactly what I do for you guys. I'm going to talk about exactly what I do as a podcaster, a creative consultant, and a content creator. However, this will be a multiple part series of what I do on a day-to-day basis versus what gets done on a weekly basis, what my monthly objectives are, what the quarterly focuses are, and my yearly goals. Today, we are going deep into what the day-to-day looks like here on Her Messy Bun. Every day is filled with output tasks and input tasks, as well as scheduled to a theme. So this way I can stay on track based off that theme. The output tasks are schedules that are scheduled to, the output tasks is what is already scheduled to go out, the things that I've done that past me should have done. So it's not something I'm actually doing. It's just something that will be done that day. And the input tasks that I'm going to be talking about are things that are actually getting done that day. What am I putting into the business, as well as what am I putting into myself to recharge? So I'm going to preface you guys with, there's going to be a lot of repetitiveness. There's going to be a lot of the same things that I do every single day. And it's not going to be super entertaining. However, I know that like this will help a bunch of people understand what a day-to-day actually looks like for somebody that has their business already off the ground and working. So my Monday schedule tends to lean towards CEO days. So for me, that looks like emails, research, and catching up on chaos tasks. That is a very hard thing to say when you are stuffed up. Chaos tasks are things that I've written down or put into my intuitive work schedule that I just like didn't get done, or that absolutely needs to get done before anything else. And my output for Monday is morning pages, prompts. They're already created, scheduled, and ready to be posted for my members. For those of you who don't know, or you are new to the podcast, I do morning pages every single day. It is a journaling process that is created by the Artist Way that I implement in my membership. I host a live Zoom every single day, Monday through Friday. We meet, I provide them a prompt, I help them set their intentions, and really morning pages just changes the way that I feel about myself, think about my business, work in my business. It helps me process my thoughts. It makes me more confident. It allows me to grow my business and create content without me even realizing or feeling like I'm working. So the output tasks every day are making sure that those prompts are actually created, scheduled, and ready to be posted for my members. On Mondays, when I have an email blast, those will already be scheduled, and they're already created and scheduled in Flowdesk. They're usually my monthly motivational emails. So they're not necessarily every Monday, but when I do create these motivational emails, they're scheduled for Mondays. And then this last one of my outputs for Mondays, I'm not going to repeat this one because this is just an automation that I have set up in the background. And it is that I repurpose my TikToks to Instagram. Like I said, it's an automation that I've already got set up. So anytime that I post on TikTok, it will automatically post as a reel that same day, like within the next 30 minutes. And this is a daily reoccurrence. So I don't have to worry about this at all. It's just something that happens every single day as an output task. My Monday's input tasks are actually doing morning pages with Consciously Creative. I can go live on TikTok. This is my optional time to go live on TikTok. I schedule this week's YouTube shorts based off of my TikToks that need to be scheduled and repurposed over there. I make sure and secure all emails are scheduled properly for the week, because nothing is more upsetting for my business if those emails are not actually scheduled and working the right way. I make sure every Monday I do lead generating stories to get in front of my warm leads. And I only make sure I only have the stressor of doing a lead generating story. So I don't really worry if I have a lead generating post that Monday, but as long as I have a lead generating story, that is what will help grow my business that week and get me in front of the warm leads to help continue to close deals or get you to remember that you have something in your cart on my website, and you'll go over there and you'll press shop or purchase. Another thing that I do every single day that is an input task, and it has to be an input task, is answer the public. Again, daily reoccurrence. Every day I search 2 keywords and phrases into Answer the Public to see what my audience is actually searching and looking up in order to create content that my audience is looking for, and also to strengthen my SEO. I do this again with TikTok keyword search, and I only do the TikTok keyword search on Mondays, because doing that every single day is kind of like watching water boil. That doesn't change as frequently. So I'm not going to end up getting new keywords from it. So I try to do that once a week. Again, this is when I go into the search engine of TikTok and I type in a keyword, let's say productivity, and see what people are actually searching on TikTok. This also gives me more key phrases to look up on Answer the Public, as well as like hashtags to use, video content to create, and just content idea in general. On Mondays, I also go to Flowdesk and I check and resend. This is when I check the analytics from last week's emails, see what was working, what needs to be adjusted, and then I resend Friday's email. And then finally, my last input task for Monday is a reminder post about this week's group coaching for Consciously Creative members. Now, this is something that's new. I used to do monthly group coaching, and now I switched it to scheduling those out weekly. So you as a member will still only get it monthly, but me as the facilitator, I will do it weekly. This allows me to prevent burnout for myself, because having those on the same day, every single day, and back to back to back, the way that they were, was leading me and causing me to fall into burnout. And if my whole deal is to make sure you guys don't burn out, I have to start taking my own advice. Anyways, Tuesday's schedules are my client days. So this looks like one-on-ones, group coaching, making sure my client experience is always improving, and anything that really involves my clients. So the output, again, the output is different than the actual scheduled day. So the output is podcast drops at 3:33 a.m. My YouTube video drops at 3:33 a.m. Email announcing the podcast will go out at 6:14 a.m. And my morning pages prompts are already created, scheduled, and ready to be posted for the members. My input tasks for Tuesdays. Again, you're going to hear some repetitive things. Ready? Morning pages with Consciously Creative, lead generating story and post. Group coaching call, Answer the Public, Consciously Creative coffee sessions. Now, this is new. This is a co-working session that I actually host for my members to help hold them accountable for their weekly, monthly goals, as well as their homework if they're an active client. And then I also hold space for client calls. Wednesdays, I focus on content creation days, which consists of emails, Pinterest, TikToks, Instagrams, photo restock days, you name it. Under content creation, I do it. So the output for Wednesdays, though, are my blog drops at 7 a.m. and my morning pages prompt is already created, scheduled, and ready to be posted for the members. Now, the input for a content creation day looks like, let me just get the repetitive ones out of the way really quick. Morning pages with consciously creative, lead generating story and post, consciously creative coffee sessions, answer the public. And then here's the new stuff. Ready? I'm going to create and schedule my IGs and my pins using Canva templates, as well as Canva scheduling. I'm going to take photos for my IG stories and like put them into like their own album on my phone. I'm going to take photos for my blog posts and for my pins. I'm also going to record multiple trending sounds and audios on TikTok to add context to it later. But this is where I'm like batch creating, if you will, content without actually worrying about adding the verbiage to that content. I'm also going to record tips from this week's podcast and email blast to keep on trend with this week's topic. And then Flowdesk will be create and resend. This is when I create new emails and resend the emails from earlier this week. My Thursday schedules are just another client day. So this one's going to be the more as simple, if not more simple than Tuesday. Very similar to it. That's because I'm usually in the same energetic mood on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So again, morning pages prompt is an output. My input is actually doing morning pages with consciously creative, lead generating story and post, consciously creative coffee sessions, answer the public, and client calls. And then Friday's schedule is usually my podcast day, except for when my Burnout to Breakthrough program is running. Then I also open this day up for client days as well. And that's because my program accepts 10 clients at a time. And I know energetically I will burn out if I don't offer an extra day during the week to schedule the programs, because that would be 5 client calls on each day. So having that third day open allows me to have like 3 to 4 or 2 to 3, depending on who's scheduled when. The output here again is the morning pages prompt, but then I also have a fast tip Friday email. So that email was already created. This is when I send an email that's created from a TikTok that I made in the past that I feel would benefit you or benefit you to be reminded of, as well as based off of like the vibe I saw on social media. Like I want to make sure that we're catching good vibes, that I'm uplifting you, I'm motivating you. I'm also reminding you of like seasonal things. Like the Fast Tip Friday could literally be about anything. My input that day is morning pages, lead generating post and story, answer the public, but also creating podcasts from my morning pages, journaling and prompt ideas, recording the podcasts, uploading and scheduling my podcast to Anchor and YouTube, having my interviews this day for my podcast. This is when I create email blasts for the podcast. Like it's all related to the podcast, except for when my program is open. Then I also do the client one-on-ones or in place of. And then I also follow up with any leads or leftover tasks that have to get done before the weekend comes. So what are the results of my daily schedules? Like, was this the most entertaining podcast or video to make? Probably not. But I know that it's definitely useful to see like the similarities in between it. And if you've purchased or if you're thinking about purchasing my automated intuitive work schedule, this will also be beneficial for you when you are creating your bare minimum tasks or trying to figure out like how to schedule versus like every day. So having my days scheduled based off of the themes, my non-negotiables, and my bare minimum tasks allows my business to see continuous growth, stay consistent, and preserves my energy on low days. Knowing that what has to get done every day like this makes it so that I don't have to worry about wasting energy planning out my day. It also allows me to know how to work on autopilot for the days that I am like struggling. I can just go onto autopilot because I've been doing this for so long. These are my daily routines. And while, yes, there are things that I do every single day, you can see it's not one set routine. Instead, it's a system of different routines that work together to create a really awesome, powerful week. So next we will talk about what my schedule looks like on a weekly and monthly basis, because even though I broke down my day to day, understanding the viewpoint of what gets done on a weekly basis is just as important as understanding what has to get done every single day. So until next time, bye.